Let us now discuss the program digits divisible by same. So here we are given n numbers. So here n is 4. For each number, we have to find the first and the last two digits. So how to find the last two digits? It is easy. Just take the remainder when divided by 10. So when you say modulo 100, you will get the last two digits. How to get the first two digits? While number is greater than or equal to 100, because 100 is a 3-digit number, that is the smallest 3-digit number. Then you say number is equal to number by 10. Let's take an example. Consider 7735. So initially 7735 is there. Is 7735 greater than or equal to 100? Yes. Then divide by 10. When you are dividing by 10, the unit digit will go off. Dividing by 10 will remove the unit digit. Now it is 773. Is 773 greater than or equal to 100? Yes. Then again divide by 10. It removes 3. So now is number greater than or equal to 100? No. 77 is not greater than or equal to 100. So now observe the value. You are getting the first two digits. Let's consider one more example. 90281. Is it greater than or equal to 100? Yes. So you divide. 9028. Still it is greater. So now you divide by 10. 8 is removed. 902. Yes, it is greater. Again divide by 10. Now it becomes 90. Is 90 greater than or equal to 100? No. So now observe the value. We have got the first two digits. So now we have discussed the logic to get the first two digits and the last two digits. Then we have to find the common divisor, right? So what can we do? Just find HCF. If the HCF is not 1, print the number. If the HCF is 1, don't print the number. Also there is one additional condition they have given. Print -1 if no number is having a common factor which is other than 1. So we must also maintain a counter. Let's say we have a counter which is initialized to 0. So whenever some number is printed, update that. So it will become non-zero. Then finally, at the end of the loop, that is accepting the n numbers, check if counter is still 0. If it is still 0 means no number has been printed. In that case, we will print -1 as the output. So this is the logic we need to follow for this program. Let us now implement this program in C. So first let us accept n. So now we have accepted n and we have to have a loop which will iterate n times to accept the n integer values. So we say for int counter equal to 1, counter is less than or equal to n, counter plus plus. So this loop will iterate n times. Now we have to accept the input value. So we will say current to indicate the current value. So we have accepted the current input value. Because this loop iterates n times, n values will be accepted as the input. And we need to find the last two digits and the first two digits. So let us find the first two digits. We will have a function for the same. We'll pass current as the input. So here we are checking while num is greater than or equal to 100. What should we do? We must divide the value. So then finally two digits, the first two digits will be in the num. So just return that. So it will be stored in the first two variable. Now last two, it is nothing but the remainder when we are dividing by 100. So current modulo 100. So now we need to find the HCF. So int HCF equal to, we will call a function. The arguments will be first two and last two. So let's implement that function. So using Euclidean algorithm, we will find the HCF. Return if b is equal to 0, then we are going to return a, else we will be returning b comma a modulo b. So if you are not aware of this Euclidean algorithm, please search in our YouTube channel. We have already explained that. If HCF is not equal to 1, then we can print the current number. So we will print the current number. We'll give a space in between. So what is the current number? It is in the variable CURR. Also, we must print -1 if none of the numbers is printed, right? If that is, if no numbers are printed. So we'll have a variable for that also. Counter equal to 0. So whenever we are printing, we will increment that counter. So now finally, when you come out of this for loop, we will check if counter equal to 0. If counter equal to 0, what does it mean? No number has been printed. So in that case, we will print -1 as the output. So now let us run the program. I am just copy pasting the code from the IDE and running it. Thanks for watching.